Hello, all. Welcome to Mind Ockler. I'm Mahalakshmi Samson. Today, I'm going to talk about the rules which we are not aware of, but that keeps us controlled in our life. Choosing the choices that we make without our awareness. So, I want to begin with asking you a question. Do you ever feel stuck in the same emotional patterns, reacting the same way, even when you know you want to respond differently, but you feel helpless and go on responding the same way or reacting the same way? You promise yourself you'll handle things better, and yet the same emotions, the same frustrations, the same conflicts keep showing up. What if I told you that it is not just about the situations or the people around you, it's about the hidden rules that you have created silently inside your mind? And these rules could be like, I should always be strong. I must never let down anyone. I should never make mistakes. I should always make others happy, right? Today, these things, if you look at it, we may have different rules, but some of the common things that I'm saying, right, it could be with most of us. And what are we going to explore today in this video? If you look at it, it is about how these invisible rules quietly control our decisions, especially your emotions or even your relationships, and how a simple shift can free you from that. So let us understand the hidden rules here. Let's start with a question. What are you actually accepting in your life? Is it the people around you, the ones you love, or the ones you struggle with? Is it your current situation? Is it about, being joyful, feeling that challenge, or being confused? It could be anything. Or is it yourself where, with all your strengths and all your imperfections, right? So, what is your acceptance about it? Or is it your emotions, even the ones you would rather avoid? These questions actually create the first space for self awareness. When you observe without a judgment, you begin to see the rules you have been unconsciously following. And awareness creates space, space creates freedom. And it's very important for us to, realize that, right? Often we block our acceptance. Actually, what blocks our acceptance, in other words, are the rules that we have created in our minds, right? I should be better. I must never fail. I should always be incorrect. In addition to what I said, if you see, all these things could be that, if you look at it, these feel like guides, but actually they create pressure, they make you feel overwhelmed, and also it creates emotional fatigue. There was a woman, whom I had met. She was about early 40s, in her early 40s, right? She was a devoted mother and a daughter. She always put everyone else's needs before her own. But we can also see men like that. But I'm talking about this particular woman, and it can be about also for a man, right? She would always tell herself, I must be available to everyone and I should never say no. Over time, she became exhausted, anxious, and emotionally drained. When we explored her shoulds and musts, she realized they came from a deeply internalized belief that being a good mother or a good daughter meant always sacrificing herself. She wasn't allowed to rest or ask for a help, even when she desperately needed it. Once she became aware of these patterns, she began to reframe that, right? Which means, I must always say yes. I could say yes when I have the energy and say no when I need to protect my well being. It's not about saying yes to only one choice, it is about having more choices, and that suits her well being. It's about having this and that. Another example is that, I should take care of everyone, which means I could take care of others while also taking care of myself, right? It is not restricting her, but it is opening up where she also brings into that picture where she can take care of herself, right? So this small shift didn't change her overnight, but it opened space for choice, self compassion, and deeper, healthier relationship, right? When choice enters, freedom follows. When freedom enters, healing begins. And that's the most important thing for us, where we can live our life more authentically. Now, why do we hold on to these rules even when they harm us? Not all the rules are good for us, not all the rules are bad for us, but it is important to have a knowledge and awareness, like, what are these rules doing to us? Is it really doing good, or is it really harming us? It's not about putting everything in one category, but understanding which helps us and which harms us, right? What hold us, if you look at it, it could be fear of rejection, it could be fear of not being good enough, it could be fear of conflict or being alone or lonely also. So instead of facing our emotions, we push them aside. We hope they will disappear when we push them aside. But actually, what is the truth? The truth is avoidance. And avoidance doesn't make them go away, but it keeps them alive inside us, quietly shaping our reaction. And that's when we react in an unwanted way, or uncalled way. And we think, why did we do that? Right? So what can we do about it? Right? Journaling helps you in a great way to do that. And I can suggest a simple, powerful way to start creating this awareness, and journaling is the best tool for that. Right? So what I would say is, take a notebook and complete the sentences where you start writing I should and I must. What and I bring out what are the shoulds and musts in your life, right? It, like how I said a few minutes ago, the examples, I should always be very kind to my children. I should never scold my children. I should never talk back to my parents. I should, even if I'm tired, it is my duty to ensure that everything is sorted in the house before I take rest. Or it could be anything. Just ask yourself and identify what are your shoulds and what are your musts. Right? Let your thoughts flow freely for the next few minutes. Just give yourself the time, so that you will be able to bring it out, at least a good quantity of it, good number of it. When you're done, read it aloud or silently, and close your eyes and notice, how does it feel in your body? How is your breath moving when you're saying this? Your body always knows the truth before your mind does, and it's important to know that, right? So now ask yourself, why do I believe these shoulds and must? What makes me to believe that it is true that I need to follow these shoulds and must? What is that I am giving permission to follow these shoulds and must? You need to ask this question. Is it a message from your family or society or your past experiences? You need to know that. Or is it fear of not being good enough in others' eyes? Is it avoidance of loneliness or conflict? It could be anything, but it's important to know that. And write down the reasons honestly. It's important to find out the why between your shoulds and must. The goal is not to fix anything, but it is to see the roots of these invisible rules inside us. Life becomes powerful when we create choices. Without choices, we feel trapped by rules we never made. Right? Acceptance isn't about surrendering to rules, but it is about seeing your choices, understanding who you are, understanding that what has been created by you or what has been given to you, which you have taken it without asking a question, why you should bring it into your world, into your life as a rule. Right? So what do? How do you create the shift so that you create what is authentic to you? Is look at your list of shoulds and must. Rewrite each one where you replace should or must with the word could. Right? For example, if you have written, right, I should I must always say yes to people. Then you can say, I could always say yes, right? When you say that, then automatically the choice of no is coming in. I should take care of everyone has to be rewritten as I could take care of everyone, right? That's when you can bring in the choice of taking care of yourself also. So whatever you're writing as shoulds and must, and ensure that you replace it with the word could, which is very very important, right? So that's when you'll be able to bring the choices, right? When you bring the choices is when you can experience the freedom, right? So for example, once again I'm saying it could be about I should exercise daily, which could be replaced by I could exercise daily, choosing what feels right for me. I must be perfect, right? Perfection is a big hurdle to people. So that could be rewritten as I could aim for progress and give myself grace, right? Now read your new statements and notice, how does your body feel? Close your eyes and observe, how does your body feel, and how is your breath now? Even this small shift opens space for freedom and self compassion. You have taken a very important step today, noticing the roles you have been unconsciously following and giving yourself the permission to choose differently. Self awareness grows when we create space for others as well as for us. And especially when we create for us, we create space to observe, reflect, and act consciously. Acceptance doesn't mean perfection, it means being present with what is and learning to choose what serves you best. If this video has resonated with you, comment below with one should you want to turn into good in your life. And let's support each other in creating choices that lead to emotional freedom. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tools on self awareness, emotional clarity, and mindful living. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.